We have finally hit pan on all the eyeshadows in my ABH Jackie Aina palette. I'm really excited about it, and I have an exciting update to share with you guys. So I'm working on my ABH palette to hopefully finish everything in a year, which doesn't seem like doable, but I'm going to work on as many eyeshadows as I can, and we'll see how much progress I'll be able to make by end of this year. And I'm also working on better together part, which means I'm just picking a companion palette and working on that. I don't have any hard goals necessarily for that palette, but yeah, that's my brief introduction for Pan That Palette project. And this project is created by Amber, and I will link her down below. She created it almost 11 years ago, and it's been successfully going on for that long. I discovered project panning in December 2019, and then it just opened a whole new world to me, and I have never looked back ever since. I've been trying to use up my makeup. I have shrunk down my makeup collection a lot. Before we get into the entire update, if you are new here, please consider subscribing to my channel. Hello, my name is Rafneet. I like panning eyeshadows. Anyway, let's take a look at what this palette was looking like last month. And I had hit pan on all eyeshadows but Credit, which is that dark brown, and my goal for this month was to hit pan on Credit and then hit some side pans, and this is how it's looking like today. So we have a huge pan on Credit. If you've been watching my previous updates, you know that I was trying to use this eyeshadow evenly, so that's the reason the product overall was really thin, and once I hit the pan it just expanded like crazy. And for the other two eyeshadows, which is Jwalas and Trust Issues, I have not used all of them, so it was getting really hard to use whatever product was clinging to the edges for both of them. So I decided to repress it, but the only mistake I did was, I think it's the only mistake that counts, was that I scraped both of them and thought about repressing them together because these are very similar, but I accidentally dropped the palette and the scraped product of both these eyeshadows fell on the floor. So I lost quite a lot of product for Jwalas, but for Trust Issues it was just this tiny product clinging to this corner, so yeah, it wasn't too bad. And for Jwalas as well, all of the progress on this side is from using it. Let's go over each eyeshadow now. So my overall goal for all the eyeshadows in here is to use them 5 times at least in a month. Soleil, I used it 5 times. And then Supreme, I used it 5 times as well. I had Hela eyeshadow in my pan, Those Eyeshadows, which is very similar to this one. It's even lighter. I mean, that one is even lighter than this. So I didn't have full attention on this one. And Pinker, I used it 6 times. For Big Wig, I used it 5 times again. And I used Jwalas 6 times. Credit, I hit pan on this one after just 2 uses since last update, and then I used it 10 more times for a total of 12 uses since last update, and the pan has just gotten bigger and bigger. And Lituation, I used 5 times. Zam, Wiggly's, and Shookington, I used 5 times each, and I think I've expanded the pan on all 3 of these eyeshadows. Trust Issues, I used 7 times. And Edges, I used 5 times. Sponsored, I used 6 times. Ginger, I also used 6 times. This is the most pigmented eyeshadow in the entire palette, I would say. It packs so much pigment. I packed this palette a lot with my Project Level Up palette and also with my Pan Those Eyeshadows. And I think it really pairs well with some of the eyeshadows in those projects. So that's all I have for this palette so far. I don't have any complaints. I really like looking at all of this usage. It looks so well loved now. I'll just keep using these eyeshadows more and more. And for next update, I'm gonna think about what my goals would be. But before we do that, let's take a look at what Subculture was looking like last update. I didn't have any hard goals for this eyeshadow palette, but I just wanted to reach for the eyeshadows organically. So I used some of these eyeshadows. I used Cube once, and I used Destiny 3 times. Other than that, I used Axis twice. I really like this eyeshadow. I like all of these eyeshadows in here, to be honest. And I used Electric 3 times. I have managed to hit a little bit of side pan here, and this is moving super quickly. We'll see if we'll be able to finish it by end of this year, but again, I'm not going to force myself to use it up. I really like this eyeshadow, and I'll just use it whenever I feel like reaching for something like this. Fudge I used once, Edge I used once, and Rowdy I used twice. That's where the Subculture is as of today. Again, no goals for this one for next update. Coming back to Jackie Aina palette, let's set some goals. So our first goal would obviously be to use all eyeshadows in here at least 5 times each. Other than that, I want to use up half of what's remaining in here. There is not a ton of product. It's very thin, so I really think I can use half of this one, and then next month I'll try to finish it up. But yeah, for now I'm only focusing on using half of what's remaining in here. And for trust issues, again, I'm putting another goal because it works really great as an inner corner shade. I'll try to clear the corner here, and I'll just use rest of the eyeshadows organically. I don't want to put any hard goals on other eyeshadows because I just want to go easy on myself. And that's all I have for today's update. Thank you so much for sticking with me until the end. I hope you have a wonderful day or night, depending on when you're watching, wherever in the world you are. I will see you in my next one. Until then, take care. Bye.